Alright guys, today we are going to be reacting to a look inside a typical German apartment built in 1900, guys. Cosy Apartment Tour in Berlin, Germany. Jump
in Germany. And today I'm going to be touring a very small but charming apartment that was built all the way back in the 1900s in the beautiful district of Charlottenburg, Berlin. So before we hop inside, I'd quickly like to thank the property agent Daryl Smith from Buy Berlin Investments for allowing us to tour this amazing Altbau apartment. If you'd like to learn more about this apartment as well as other cool properties, check out the links in the description box below. So if you guys don't know what an Altbau apartment is, I'll leave a link in the description box below so you can learn more about what these apartments are. But essentially, they're apartments that were built all the way back from the late 1800s all the way to around 1940s. These apartments are actually quite well sought out by many people in Berlin as well as in different cities of Germany, and for the right reasons. I mean, what's not to like about high ceilings, fancy hand railings in the staircases, and ceiling stucco moldings that are carved out like you would see in a very majestic castle. Exactly. This property is 42 square meters large, is situated on the ground floor, has one bedroom, one bathroom, a combined living and kitchen area, along with a small hallway, all for a listing price of 285,000 euros. So let's go inside and check out what this apartment is all about. So Tien is standing in the bathroom right now, which I'll show you guys later. But as you enter through the front door, straight away you are in a very small but sufficient hallway that separates the combined living space on the left-hand side with the bedroom on the right-hand side. So why don't we check out the combined living space first, and then we'll take you through to the other rooms.
It's very cozy. I'll put it that way, cozy.
So as you approach the combined living space, apologies if the audio is a little bit echoey, you have the kitchen on the right hand side and you have the rest of the living space over here. Before we move on to the rest of the living area, I want to cover the kitchen briefly. I think it's more than enough space for 1 or 2 people living here, especially for a 42 square meter apartment. You've got a very spacious sink over here. You've got a fridge, a mini fridge, some storage space.
Damn, bro, that's small. Damn, man. That is actually very small. I mean, practical against 1 to 2 people. That means you have to do groceries between 2 to 3 times a week.
It's over here, and a dishwasher that's 45 centimeters wide, along with an induction stovetop as well as an extractor hood that's built into the cabinets. What I really like about this kitchen as well is the number of PowerPoint outlets there is. Look, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's plenty of room for you to store whatever appliances you need and use whatever you need at once. So before we move on to the rest of the apartment, I also want to highlight one of the main facets of Altbau apartments in Germany, and that is the high ceilings alongside the stucco moldings that you see on the ceilings as well. So those fancy, intricate patterns that you might have come across in something like a castle. So it looks very, very majestic. It gives a very nice character to the apartment. So here, for example, on the main combined living room door, you can also see these patterns as well as on the door frame. I believe the door frame is the original door frame from back in 1900s. I could be wrong, but I think
the original one? Wow, that's actually impressive.
Door is new. Obviously the door handle is new. It's super modern, but it's good to see that the whole apartment as well as these sorts of fittings have been very well maintained. So currently this combined living space is furnished in the middle with a very small table. This can be used for dining as well as for studying. If you have a combined living space with the living space over here and a kitchen over here, chances are you'll
very minimalist, by the way.
Use it for both. Over here on the right hand side, you have, I believe, an IKEA pack shelf, which we have at home as well. So this just houses some cups and dishes at the moment, but of course you can do whatever you want with it. An additional storage space over here. Of course, then we move on to the main living area on this side. So this is most likely where you're going to be spending most of your time during the day, relaxing, chilling, cooking up a meal. This is the main space, and I like how they dedicated this space and staged it in a way where it takes advantage of the limited space that we have as well. So as I mentioned before, this apartment is situated on the ground floor. What this means is that you obviously don't have a balcony, but what you get in return is absolute convenience. When you walk in through the front door, you can have instant access to your apartment. Also, with these sorts of apartments, it's very rare to have elevators that take you up to the upper floors.
Yeah.
So it's really good that you don't have to take.
And also, you don't have your this. I know this is kind of weird, but if you're living in the first floor, you don't have customers whining about you making noises because you're walking.
Stairs, you can just go straight into the apartment and you're into your own living area. So although this apartment is street facing, you still have privacy from these blinds over here. This is how you operate them, by the way. And you also have that access on the top. So there's a lot going on with these windows. The first layer, I suppose, is the blinds that provide you with privacy. And then these windows, they're actually two sets of windows. So the first one faces inside the apartment. So you open these ones.
Yep.
And then you have to open those ones in order to actually have fresh air. So
why so many layers before you get to the last window?
the benefit of these windows is that when you close it,
It's locked. No sound. Oh.
exactly. So very, very sound deadening. And I believe these are also quite typical in Altbau apartments in Germany as well. They also have a massage chair here, which I will gladly take advantage of. I could do this for a while. So just chilling on this couch that we have over here, I'd just like to point out before we continue the tour that Daryl is actually listing out this apartment for short-term and medium-term rentals as well through his second business called RBT Rentals. If you guys are interested, I'll leave a link in the description box below to his second agency. Feel free to hit him up. He's a very nice guy. Good luck with your search for an apartment in Berlin. So let's go and check the bathroom out before we enter the bedroom. So this is the hallway again, and this is the front door. And when you walk through the front door, the bathroom is straight in front of you.
Ah, that's
You've got
gorgeous,
frosted
man.
glass over here.
That's gorgeous.
And on the left-hand side of the bathroom, you have a fully operating jacuzzi tub, which is awesome. You've got a place for you to release your dingleberries. And check out the awesome flooring on this bathroom. So over here, you've got standard tile, and you've got some mosaic flooring over here that separates. There's different sections of the bathroom.
I love this design right here. This design of the toilet. Americans' toilets are different because they go all the way down, right? But this one is so minimalist. I love it.
Very well. And here you have a floating vanity with a very unique angular sink, very modern looking, along with a heated towel rack. Oh, by the way, this is the Badewannenaufsatz in German. It's the shower divider, and you know how I feel about shower dividers. I love them. They don't come with shower dividers when you rent out an apartment in Berlin. Awesome stuff. And I haven't seen this before besides maybe in Japan. It's a hairdryer, I think. Okay, so going out of the bathroom, on the left you have the one and only bedroom. Apologies, I don't believe the camera that I have can pick up this because it's not wide enough, but I'll put some B-roll in right now. And this bedroom is pretty spacious and all you need. It doesn't take away too much space, so you can have the rest of the space for the living room. So this is really cool. It's like a built-in alcove for the bedroom. You can store your additional supplies in there.
Nice, man.
If you know what I'm saying. Yeah, so if you look above, you also see supplies in there. If you know what I'm saying. Yeah, so if you look above, you also see additional perspectives of light. So that's like hidden lighting in the ceiling. So plenty
This
of
is
light.
a little bit on the more modern side, not luxury, but modern side.
In
Very
all areas of
minimalist.
the room. So this set of windows is the same style and set of windows that you see in the combined living space, only this points to the Innenhof, which is the inner courtyard of the complex. Oh yeah, I hate to mention this all the time, but every time I'm walking into different rooms, I see just outlets everywhere. You've got an outlet over there and one above there, got the same on this side, and you've got 4 over
Yeah, you
here,
made.
so that's
You
insane.
have many
I
outlets,
love it.
bro.
This-
Yeah, that's a lot of outlets. Yeah, it's more outlets in my own apartment here. How many outlets do I have here? I have a couple. Say 4, then 6, 8. Says 9, 10. They're like 12 outlets, but these people are like 20.
2021, fellas.
Yeah.
Some apartments have like 3 outlets in the 40 square meters that it has, so props to them. So back into the living area, I just wanted to mention a couple of things that I noticed when we walked into the apartment. The first one is that because these timber floors stretch from one side of the apartment all the way to the other side of the apartment in the bedroom, it makes the apartment seem bigger than it actually is. So there's no
to create an
change
illusion.
in timber flooring pattern. It's just one pattern that goes all the way through. So that's the first thing that I noticed. And the other thing that we noticed about this apartment is that even though it is 42 square meters large, it actually feels slightly bigger than the 45 square meter apartment that we toured in Neukölln. And I think a part of the reason why that is the case is because of the room separation. So you have the bedroom over there, and you store the bedroom related things over there. And then you have this living space over here that's dedicated.
Also, the minimalist concept gives it the illusion of having a bigger space.
To just pure living.
I used to do real estate back in New York, so I have a little bit of an idea.
And space. So another thing that makes this apartment feel very grand when you walk in are the high ceilings or the extra vertical space that you get. I think it's on average around half a meter higher than the typical German apartment, which definitely gives it more of a spacious feel. Okay, so let's talk about the location a little bit. I don't want to be generalizing in any way, but after several years of living here, I always come back to the impression that Charlottenburg is more of the fancy schmancy sort of side of the city. And not to say that in a bad way, Charlottenburg is a very beautiful area. In terms of the location of the apartment, you're actually situated more on the residential side as opposed to the main area of Charlottenburg. However, just a 3-4 minute walk will lead you to the U7 line or the U7 U-Bahn line.
So you have public
that takes you through to.
You still have public transportation close by. That's very nice.
Either Spandau on one end of the line or all the way down to Neukölln on the other. I think the U7 is probably one of the most useful lines in Berlin in terms of the underground trains. And around 10 minutes walk will also lead you to the S-Bahn line, which also takes you through to many places in Berlin through the Ringbahn. So I just wanted to mention that this apartment is also situated 5 minutes away from the Charlottenburg Palace. And you actually have access to the palace grounds for free. So if you guys want to go on a walk or a morning run, then this is also the perfect place to do that.
Yeah, it's nice. There you have it, guys. Very great, good apartments. And I'm glad I'm managing. It's not that expensive either compared to the United States. We having apartments with that size costing almost $30 to $100, man. I mean, there was one in New York that I used to take lessons, like vocal lessons. I used to play accompanying piano as accompanying singers, and I used to get coaching. And this lady used to pay almost $10,000 a month for an apartment that was smaller than this. So I wouldn't be surprised they're having a good prices. Well, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I like it. I would prefer a little bit bigger, but the way they have the design, very minimalist, I think it'll be enough. But let me know what you guys think, and you guys let me know if these are that expensive or not expensive. I'll see you next one.